Hello, everyone. Welcome to Bike This. It is Thursday, March 25th, 2004. Josh Matthews sitting here along with Mike Chioda. Today is a special referees edition of Bike This. What's up, Mikey?
All right, not much, Josh. How you doing?
I'm great. It has been it's great to see you. It's been a historic week here in the WWE. Of course, the draft lottery was held on Monday Night Raw, and things escalated even further tonight.
Yeah.
On SmackDown. Make sure you tune in to SmackDown tonight and see the fallout of the draft lottery. But right here on Bite This, we got Mike Chioda. We got more referees. Jack Doan will be here. Jim, I always mess up his name.
Korderas.
Korderas. Jimmy Korderas. I've been saying Korderas for so long, making messing his name on purpose that I can't get it right now.
Balderas too.
Balderas, right? That's right too. And also Timmy White will be here. So if you have any questions for any of our WWE referees, give us a call, 888-LIVE-WWE. Mikey, we got so many emails for you. You want to answer some of them?
Yeah, sure.
The most common email is how you got started in the business, and what are some of your most memorable matches?
How I got started was actually I used to work for Gorilla Monsoon. Actually, Joey Morello, that was Gorilla Monsoon's son. So we actually started setting up the rings in the summertime, and we used to actually get paid, like, this is when we were about 14, 15 years old. And I used to get paid $25 setting up the ring, $25 for tearing it down. But then the catch was when you went out and you sold programs, programs were $1 back then in the 80s, early 80s and stuff, and everybody used to buy a program for $1. Anything for $1 was easy to sell. So I used to sell 2,000 programs, and I used to get 10 cents off for every $1. I made about $200 selling programs, $50 for the ring, setting up and tearing down. So 14, 15 years old, used to make $250 at 200, 250 a night. So it was very easy, I was so much into baseball when I started working for wrestling and seeing what it was about. A lot of old school talent back in the day there, and used to make good money. And I used to do it in the summer times, all from high school. We used to work like towns out of New Jersey, and he used to own Gorilla Monsoon used to have he used to own a ring from Vince's father. So and then when Vince bought everything, he actually bought all the rings and stuff from everybody else at one point. So we used to travel around to Salisbury, Maryland, to Wildwood, New Jersey. It was every Monday night in the convention center off the boardwalk. We used to go to Philly. We used to do Scranton, Catholic Youth Center, and all that. And it was just, it was an experience. And just, my adrenaline actually got into wrestling there. And when I came out of high school, I was in the machine shop and went back into wrestling at one point.
In your most memorable matches since you've been a referee?
Most memorable matches is definitely Hulk Hogan and The Rock, in Toronto there at WrestleMania. Stone Cold, Steve Austin, Shawn Michaels in the Boston Garden.
All right.
Actually, I can't remember I know 18 was Rock and Hogan, and I think 14 was Stone Cold and Shawn Michaels, and then actually another one was Rock and Austin in Philadelphia WrestleMania. I did.
One of the more recent ones that I remember from SmackDown was the infamous ring collapsing.
Yeah,
that was cool. It was
a
Big Show and Brock Lesnar. Mike, you were the ref. I think there was nothing, right?
Right, it was nothing. It was just there was no finish to the match. Actually, both men, Brock Lesnar and Big Show, couldn't continue. I think
that match actually continued the following week on SmackDown, if I remember.
Yes, it did. Yes, it did. That
was
unbelievable.
Phone call? Yeah, sure. Phone calls. This is Martin calling from all the way over in the UK. What's up, Martin?
Hi, Josh. How are you doing?
Tremendous. Thanks. We got Mike Chioda here in the studio.
Hi, Mike. How are you?
Okay, Martin. How are you?
I'm doing fine.
Excellent.
I attend all the UK tours and the UK events, and what's it like performing over here? And I look forward to seeing you at the Tour of Defiance coming up in May.
Yeah, what it's like performing over there, I love it over in Europe. I've been going to Europe for quite a few years now. Approximately probably about 13, 14 years I've been going over to Europe, maybe a little bit more than that. But my first shows over there, it was just unbelievable. We used to go to like Ireland and England and all them shows. It was the crowds were just remarkable. I mean, it was just such a high-pitched and a wild crowd. It was like just made you even want to work 10 times harder in that ring, Yeah, I love Europe, and it's really good. I always look forward to going overseas.
All right, thanks, Martin, for the question. Mike, let's go to another email question here for you. I saw one that I liked. This one's from Jamie of Missouri. I'm sure each of you respects the other refs in different ways. My question is, which referee do you think is the best at his job and why?
Okay. The best referee at his job at one point, as far as right now, or
let's do
overall?
All time.
All time. I used to look at Dick Worley back in the day, but then it actually, was Dave Hebner, and Joey Morella is one of my biggest fans because he's taught me a lot.
A lot of people remember Joey Morella. If you can, I mean,
Joey Morella, Joey Morella. If you see some of the old clippings in the old, with Andre the Giant and Hogan, when Hogan slammed, there you go, right there. All right, that's Joey Morella right there. And he taught me a lot about this business and stuff. Growing up with him into the business, because he was actually, his father was in the business for years, and he knew a lot more, just being, Gorilla Monsoon's son. Mm-hmm. So, and they broke me into this business because I used to live right down the road from Joey, and we grew up together, and he actually took me into this business. I just taught me a lot about how to work a match, what to do in certain situations, how to, what to look for and stuff like that, and actually how to help the boys out, between, in the matches as well, So there's so much to learn as a referee. It's amazing, I mean, you can keep learning. I still learn stuff in the ring every day.
What match would you say is the hardest to officiate? Ladder match, cage match? Obviously, you guys are on the outside of cage match. Royal Rumble, you guys are on the outside as well.
Yeah.
Iron Man match, 60 minutes. I mean, the refs out there too.
Iron Man 60-minute match, I wouldn't say it would be the hardest match. Actually, because you could feel just literally drained in a 30 to 35-minute match. If you're working,
look, I remember seeing you come back after a SmackDown
exactly,
main
you're
event.
drenched. I mean, if you're working like a Chris Benoit and a Kurt Angle, forget it. It's two solid athletes, and when you're trying to rip them apart, and you're trying to you're actually going for 30, 35 minutes in that match or whatever. And there was a couple of matches I've done between Kurt and Chris, just been unbelievable matches, and I mean, they're just solid athletes all the way around, and then you have to be on top of everything in between that match. Get them off the ropes, break them off. If one of them's in the hole, the other one gets the ropes, you have to pull the other one off. It's pretty rough working their matches.
I'm sure it is. Another phone call here. This is Chris calling from Pittsburgh. Chris, what's up? You're on the phone here, and we're live.
Oh, hey, Josh. What's going on, man?
That's all good. Mike Chioda's here in the studio.
Oh, hey, Mike. What's going on?
All right, not much, Chris. How you doing?
Oh, not too much. I just want to let you know, I don't care what Tom says about you, Josh. You're doing a good job.
Thank you very much. I don't let Tom's words hurt me.
All right, yeah, the question I want to ask you, Mike, is what was the first match you ever refereed?
Oof. That is a good question. I'm pretty sure. I know one, I think it was Steve Lombardi against Barry Horowitz. You remember Steve Lombardi, the Brooklyn Brawler?
No, Keel, let me explain to you how it works. Oh, he's still here? You're still on the phone? Hello? See, normally I'm like this. See,
yeah, they can't. They ask a question.
They ask a question, then we cut them off.
Cut
exactly,
them off.
They're
Sweet.
gone because
okay.
I've trained these guys. I'm the star of the show.
You got it.
Every week. And,
awesome.
And I'm letting you be part
it
of
was
the show.
Steve Lombardi and Barry Horowitz.
That was your first match?
Yeah.
In WWE.
Yeah.
WWF at the time.
WWF.
WWF, I'm sure probably
right.
at that time.
No, it was WWF, yeah.
It wasn't WWF?
No, it was just WWF.
Oh,
it's always been World Wrestling Federation.
There was another W back in the day.
When?
It was Worldwide Wrestling Federation.
Oh, that's right.
That's right.
That's when I was first started. Yeah, that's right. It was World. That's right. I'm sorry.
I am a historian. I know everything.
You know what? You do.
No, I don't. I'm just joking. Let's go to another phone call. This is Andrew calling from California. Andrew, you're on the phone. What's up? Andrew, hello.
Hello.
Hi, welcome to Bite This. What's your question?
I just wanted to know, has Mike Chioda ever got injured in the ring?
Yes, several times, and I'm sure there's several more injuries to come. The one that really sticks out in my mind was Ahmed Johnson some years ago tried to pick me up, and he had to throw me over the top rope, and I was supposed to land on the pads outside, which is probably pretty scary anyway, and I was like, and I was hoping he would take care of me, but he kind of picked me up in the center of the ring, and he was so out of wind and so blown up. He tried to throw me from the center of the ring over the top rope, and I wound up just hitting the top rope, flipping around, hit the end of the ring. I was in the hospital overnight. I couldn't feel my body for about at least 2 or 3 minutes. I couldn't feel anything from the neck down, and it was just it was like a stinger. And I had black and blue bruises all the way around my thighs. They were there completely black and blue for about 3 weeks at least.
It's a misconception that people have that they think the ring is soft and that our fans think. But I mean, even the outside, the apron, that's probably the hardest part of the ring. That's solid wood.
And the ropes are no joke either.
Right.
Them being so tight.
You want to do another email?
Sure.
Let's do this one from. There's so many. Look, the whole page. Emails from Mike here. Let's pick this one here from Mim of Melbourne, Australia. Do you ever become so caught up in a match that you forget that you're there to be the referee?
Yeah. Actually, probably a few matches, but the one match that sticks out in my mind, it was Rock and Hogan. I've known Hogan for so many years, and just a good friend of Rock's and a good friend of Hogan's. And when that happened, Josh, it was like you could see at the end of that match, I had some tears in my eyes. It was just out of respect for the business. And, like, you know, when Hogan came out for his entrance, that was the most unbelievable. I did not expect that kind of pop, but it was unbelievable, the pop he got.
Let's go back to the phones. This is Peter from Ontario. Peter, you're on the phone. Mike Chioda's live in the studio.
Hey, Mike, how's it going?
All right. How you doing, Peter?
I'm doing great, even better now.
Great.
You know, just speaking of the Rock versus Hogan match at WrestleMania 18, you know, I was there, and I was one of the fans who actually was cheering for Hogan, which you, Hogan, and Rock didn't really expect. I just wondered, with the different reaction with the fans, if you had to make any changes during the match to go along with the fans' reaction.
We really didn't have to make any changes during it. We didn't know that actually we were going to get the response that Hogan got when he came out. And like you had said, and we didn't expect that at all, but it didn't really change any way, shape, or form in the match. Just Hogan busted his ribs up a little bit at the end, and he was trying to breathe, and I was just trying to calm him down and just trying to catch his breath, let him catch his breath, and try to relax a little bit, and keeping Rock off him a couple times at one point, just so he can catch his breath, because his ribs had been busted during that match at one point. But it was unbelievable. Yeah, that we could not believe the response Hogan got out, and at the end of that match, I had tears coming down my eyes, like I had said before.
Well, thanks for the question. If you have any more questions, give us a call, 888-LIVE-WWE. But joining us now, kicking in his 2 cents, is none other than Droz. What's up, Droz?
Not too much, guys. I heard Jersey's there.
Jersey, what's up, Jersey?
Jersey.
How you doing, Jers?
I'm hanging, man. I'm hanging.
All right. Hey, I called this 609 number a few weeks ago, and I left a message, but it had just a voice sound, you know?
Oh, man, I didn't get that.
Okay.
Well,
okay. That's cool, man.
Droz,
how you been,
do you want to give him your phone number now, Droz?
Yes.
Yeah, right over the
Please.
I'll do that.
Please.
Okay, if you don't mind. Droz,
Yeah.
how important we're doing a referee show here on Bite This, as you know. How important is the referee when you're inside the ring?
I mean, in all honesty, I mean, they're out there, you know, they're out there running the show. If you have, which luckily the WWE does, I mean, good refs, they can basically make or break a match. I mean, I'm sure you guys have talked about it a little bit already, but, you know, they're out there running the show, you know, doing what they have to do, getting in between when they have to, you know, breaking things up, stopping things, also getting involved in the match, getting in front of people, and as you see, the poor refs get beat up every once in a while, and I actually have a picture downstairs when the refs went on strike. It was right before I got hurt back in '99. The refs went on strike because of the abuse they were taking from the wrestlers. So, you know, you got to kind of, you know, look out for them, but it's definitely a good thing.
Well, Droz, what referees did you enjoy working with the most during your career?
I had fun. I mean, Chioda's always entertaining. I mean, that's a given. He's going to be entertaining whether he's in or out of the ring.
I appreciate that, Jers.
I'm trying to think. Timmy White also was great. And
yeah, he was.
And actually, Teddy Long was fun, and Teddy's now Mr. Manager, but
yeah, right.
Teddy was a fun referee to have in there too.
Yeah, he was.
That's, you know, kind of, you know, but really, you know, as in anything, you get to know everybody out there. So when you're out there with a ref, I mean, you know, you're mixing with them just like you're mixing with the other guy you're wrestling. So it's kind of you kind of get working with everybody, and it always seems to go well.
And, you know, Droz, many fans don't know how hard the refs actually work, putting the ring up, you know, things like that. Can you mention anything like that?
Oh, God, I feel bad for those guys. I feel bad for you, Jersey. I know getting to the, you know, we get to the buildings, so, you know, 1 o'clock or whatever, get there, these guys are, you know, been there forever.
Yeah, we're setting her up. Yeah, I know. We get in there at 9 o'clock in the morning. We're the last one to leave, too, as well.
Oh, yeah, I mean, they're sweating their asses off, so I could say that. But I mean, when we get there and, you know, they just have a million things to do besides just get in the ring and referee. I mean, that's a tough job in itself.
Yeah, but that was all about paying dues, though, Jers, too.
Yeah,
you know?
that's very true.
That's why that's why I have no regrets. If I paid my dues, and so certain people like Tony Chimmel and other referees have paid their dues in doing that.
Yeah, and
we've all paid our dues
like
doing
you're
this
saying
business.
about paying dues, people understand. That's kind of what you do. You come in the business, and like you said, you pay your dues. You do things that you don't really want to do, but it actually helps you learn everything and learn the business, and it's a great thing.
Right, it is.
It may suck at the time.
Yeah, it is. I know it does, but it pays off. It does.
Draws, now that we got you here this past Monday night on Raw, very historic with the draft lottery. Did you get a chance to see Raw this week?
Yes, I did.
What did you think about the draft lottery? Who's comes out winners, losers? Who do you like going where? What do you like?
Ooh, I was happy to see. Actually, number one, I was happy to see Edge come back.
Yeah,
right on.
It was great to see him coming back now. He's going to be on Raw. But I like seeing Triple H go over, but then they pulled a swerve on us and did a trade behind our back.
Yeah, right here on .com that got reported. Triple H traded back to Raw, and we get the Dudley Boys and Booker T, 3-for-1.
Yeah.
Yeah, you guys did a 3-for-1. I also like my old partner's actually heading to Raw now. So A-Train's heading there, so I'm looking forward to seeing him go. I mean, just in general, I wrote about it last week. It's great because you have some people switching over. You're going to have some new angles,
new faces,
new rivalries, and I'm hoping to see. Actually, I'd love to see some more people actually switch over. And then we have Kurt as the new GM.
Yeah,
and that's great now.
Yeah, that is good.
No referees, no announcers getting switched. All of us get to stay where we are, and that's a cool thing.
Yeah, it is. That's good.
Oh, yeah.
Draws, what can we expect in the column this week?
Well, of course, I have to write about the draft. I mean, and I'll talk a little bit about Edge and his final return. We came in together and everything, and we always had a good time together, and I'm just, like I said, I'm just glad to see him back and healthy, and I'm looking forward to seeing him in the ring again.
All right, Jaws, well, listen, thank you very much for joining us here on this referees edition of Bite This, and we'll have you back next week. We'll talk about everything that's going on.
Jersey, see you later, man. Good talking to you, Jersey.
Hey, Jersey, you be good, and I'm sure somebody there has the number.
I will get it.
Definitely give a yell.
I will get it, Jersey.
All right, man, you be good. You guys take care.
You guys take care.
All right, peace.
Okay, brother.
That was Jaws. I don't know if we're going to get Taz on the show today. Are we going to have Taz, guys? There's an old school Raw magazine that I picked up on my way in there. Taz, ready to explore. He's got a lot going on though. He's going to start a new band.
Yeah.
And a country western band.
Does he really?
Yes. He's playing the banjo.
You're ribbing me.
Yes, I am.
All right.
Taz always likes me to explain why he's not here. And he's in Orlando. They're with Britney Spears' people working on a whole new album, but that's right. Neither here nor there. Give us a call if you have a question, 888-LIVE, WWE. Up next on the phone. Oh, right now on the phone, referee Tim White. What's up, Timmy?
Hey, how you guys doing?
We're great.
Hey,
Mike
what's up,
Chioda's
Timmy?
here.
How you doing, all right?
I'm fine, man. I'm really good.
You got it, Tim. What's going on?
Birthday today.
I hear you. A couple days off, right?
Oh, yeah.
All right.
Timmy, as you know, this is a referee edition of Bite This. We got Mikey here. Jimmy Korderas is going to be calling us on the phone later.
Yep.
Jack Doan. Well, Tim, why don't you tell us how you got started in the business and some of your most memorable matches?
How I got started? Oh, boy. Well, we're going back 21 years. I can't really remember yesterday, but...
it's hard to think that long ago, right, Tim?
Yeah, man, I'll tell you, what a dream trip this has been for me. But anyway, when I was in college, I met a great friend who's my best friend to this day, who happens to be a senior vice president there now with WWE, Ed Cohen. We played baseball together at Roger Williams College. And when we graduated college, Ed went to work for the McMahon family down at Cape Cod when they owned the Cape Cod Coliseum.
Wow.
And I ventured into a business with my brother, but we kept in close contact, and he knew I liked boxing and whatnot, so one night he invited me down to the Cape Cod Coliseum to watch a boxing show, and I met Vince, and we spoke, and next thing you know, I'm working for the McMahons, and I'm on my way. it was weird because I remember speaking with Vince, and I had actually never really watched wrestling as a devout fan, you know. So I just knew some of the guys, and he was amazed that you didn't know this one or that one. And anyway, we spoke, and he let me know what his plans were once he was taking over the business from his dad, and I took a chance and never looked back.
Wow.
Wow. Yeah, that's it. Yeah, no, that's interesting, though.
Yeah. The matches through the years, you know what? After 20 years, and by the way, when I first started in the business, I was in the merchandising end, and setting up chairs, setting up the ring, selling the programs and T-shirts, and learned the business from the bottom up.
Yeah.
And became very good friends with Andre, and then was, you know, the guys, Mike, you know yourself, the guys bring you into the business and train you as a ref.
That's exactly it, Timmy.
You know,
and it seems
a lot
like
of people walk in, and I can, you know, how do you get into it? How do you do it?
Right.
Well, we all pay our dues.
That's it,
It's hard,
Timmy.
but you got to have a passion. You got to love the business.
That's the
and,
truth.
And it's a three-way dance in there as far as referees go. In the past decade, Mike will certainly attest to this. You're almost as big a part of the match as the match itself.
Yeah.
I mean, they count on you for everything in that
I
ring.
know they do. It's a lot more different than back in the day.
Sure.
It
You know,
definitely
back when I first started, it was just local guys, regional guys, or commission guys, and the wrestlers didn't trust them in the ring as far as, you know, because lives are on the line.
Right.
And you have to have someone in there that knows what's going on. So they basically had their match without a referee, and they were just there for the finish, but that's all changed.
That's the truth. That is the truth.
Yeah.
Like you said, Timmy, I think pretty much every one of the referees, including the Hebners and everything, we all paid our dues at some point where there was a ring, merchandise, and all that stuff at one point.
You know what? You don't start at the top.
No, you don't.
And my dad always said, if people come to you and they love that, they want your job that bad, you're great at it.
That's most companies
You're
anyway,
great at
Timmy.
it, because it is a job. But, you know, we got the greatest job in the greatest business in the world.
Yeah, we
and,
sure do.
We know it. And there's ups and downs, but, I mean, that's life. That's the way it goes.
We are one of, maybe I say, Timmy, one out of a dozen people in the world that really know how to become and how to do as a referee was supposed to do in the ring, you know. It's,
right.
It's amazing when you could say you're one out of 12 people, maybe, that do your job and do it the only way you know how to do it.
You know, Mike,
Takes a lot of pride.
You know, I agree with you 100%. The other thing is, too, that WWE, top to bottom, and this means the marketing people, the people that answer the phones at WWE Towers, the trademark with WWE is they hire the best in the world for the position.
That's the truth.
And the guys we got, starting with the legendaries, the Hebners.
Yeah.
Who I mean, when you say the word referee, if you don't think of Dave or Earl Hebner, then you don't know anything about referees.
Yeah.
Top to bottom, Mike, yourself.
Right.
Jimmy Korderas, Jack Doan, Chad Patton, Nick.
Right.
Charles, the whole crew. I mean, these guys are the best in the world.
That's the truth.
Yeah.
You're right. Yeah.
So I was going to say, Tim, we got a phone call for you now. If this is Beth calling from Santa Ana, California. Beth, you're on the phone. What's up?
Hey guys, how are you?
All right, how you doing?
Great. How are you?
Thank you. I have a two-part question. One for Mr. Tim White. I am so glad to see you back at WrestleMania. Although I didn't get a chance to see it live, I was coming home from my honeymoon. So,
hey, congratulations!
Congratulations!
Thank you. I got married March 6th.
All right.
Good for you.
Thank you. I have a quick question for you, Mr. Tim White. How does it feel to be back, and how did you feel about refereeing in the match at WrestleMania?
Well, you know what? I'm back, but I'm not back. I sustained a real serious injury back in a Hell in a Cell match with Triple H. And
you want to go out too, Tim,
well,
you know?
they made my dream come true, because
That's cool.
I certainly, if that was the last match I ever...
Free edition of Bite This.
You guys take care.
All right, you too, Timmy. See you soon.
Bye-bye.
All right, bye-bye.
That's how they do it, Mike. You ask a question, bam, you're gone. That's how it is. I don't know. She said she had a follow-up question. We got more emails for referee Mike Chioda, though. What's this one right here? This is from Dan of Mount Pleasant, Michigan, who attended Raw this past Monday. What city do you think has the most vocal and passionate fans, and how does Detroit rank on that list?
Detroit's up there. Definitely Detroit. Motor City is definitely up there, man.
Chicago, my hometown.
Chicago's
always rowdy there, huh?
Chicago's awesome. I got to say, Chicago's awesome, but there's nothing like when you come to Madison Square Garden, though, in New York City. It's the Mecca. You know, like Timmy said, Tim White just said, it's just unbelievable. And when I first reffed at the Garden, that was when I knew I hit, like, okay, here goes my career. It's really starting off now. It was that was awesome to me. That was one of the big things, because I know Vince, the Madison Square Garden, even though it's a non-televised event all the time there, when we have live shows there and stuff like that, it's Vince's baby right there. That's McMahon's baby right there. Right there is Madison Square Garden. And Philadelphia, I got to put Philly in there too. 'Cause Philly's like actually, even though I'm from New Jersey, Philly's a hot town. Definitely.
God's country, Illinois.
Hey, that would be Jack Doan joining us on the phone here. What's up, Jack?
God's country, baby. Jersey.
God's country, Illinois, baby.
ILL.
On Duke.
What's up, Jack? How are you doing?
Good. How you doing, Josh?
Good, thanks. Referee Edition here to Bite This. Why don't you tell everyone how you got started in the wrestling business and some of your most memorable matches?
Okay. How I got started, I live here in Illinois in the Midwest, and back then, when I started in '92, there was only 4 semis at the time. Now we're up to, I think, 14 or 15, and they were all from Danville, Illinois, where I live. And I got friends with the truck drivers down in the gym. I was a trainer down in the gym, and one of the straight trucks they had, they needed a driver for it, and that carried the ring. So I got on driving that truck, and the other gentleman with me, his name was Bill Kruger, he used to referee. And after about 8 months of driving with him and watching him ref, he left to go to University of Illinois to get his degree. And, of course, they needed someone to take that spot as a ref to do the live event shows. And so I kind of fell into that. And from there, I caught on real well with the guys, working with me. And I got to start working Raw, start working the TV shows. So now it's on my 12th year now with the company. So in been repping about 10 and a half.
Wow.
Yep.
And probably one of my most memorable match was WrestleMania there in Houston. I think it was 18 with...
No, 16.
17?
Oh, it's going quick. It was
I know, right?
Benoit and Kurt Angle. I got to do that match, and I forget how long we were out there, but it was a great match to be a part of. 2 incredible athletes like those guys, to be in there with them and watch them perform. It was amazing.
Yeah, wasn't that tough to do their match?
Oh yeah, it's you had to be on your toes.
You had to be on your toes on that match, right?
Yeah, but it was something to be involved with that. And I think another one that comes to mind was the SummerSlam in Cleveland with Undertaker and Mankind in a Boiler Room match when Paul Bearer turned on Undertaker. That was something to go down in history, to watch Paul Bearer turn on Undertaker there. So that was 2 that come to mind.
Hey, Jack, I, along with everyone else in the Bite This world, want to know why you always get to ref the women's matches. What's the deal?
Man, you got the best job in the world. So, yeah, I enjoy it. They work so hard, and it's an honor to be in there with them when they perform. But I don't know who sets that up for me. It must be our senior ref, Earl.
Yeah. WrestleMania 20 had females divas from SmackDown and Raw. It was announced by Michael Cole and Taz. And normally, you know how it works. Normally, a SmackDown match with the SmackDown announcers has a SmackDown referee.
Yep.
Not that one. That one had referee Jack Doan. So I don't know how that works out. And here we got an email here from Anna of Florence, South Carolina. Jack Doan has been my favorite referee to watch for such a long time because he is so sexy. Well, there you go. Anna in Florence, South Carolina thinks that you're very sexy, Jack.
Well, I appreciate that.
That's why he does the women matches.
Another email for you. This is from Keith of Seoul, South Korea.
He doesn't think I'm sexy, does he?
No. He wants to know, is it tough to be a referee in the WWE? And I think we've answered that question so far. But why don't you, elaborate a little bit there for us, Jack?
Yeah.
Tell us about a Monday. Tell us a Monday for you.
A Monday for me starts usually around 9 in the morning, after usually coming off the 3 live event shows, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. I'm one of, we're down with Timmy, we have 9 refs. We're down at, with Timmy's having his surgery, we're down to 8, and I want to wish him well on that. And Timmy was one of the guys, besides Mike, and then when I came in, that spent a lot of time helping me out, and I mean, I owe them both, so much gratitude for what they did for me. And Timmy's always been there for me, and when you get out of line, Timmy's not afraid to put you back in, and that, and it's more because he cares than anything, and I've always appreciated that with him. But I'm one of 4 that actually do the crew too. So at 9 in the morning we start dumping trucks. Usually around noon, me and Chad Patton set up the ring, and then the dasher that goes around the ring, we set that up too, and we're usually done around 3 o'clock, 3:30. And then we try to sneak away to play a couple games of PlayStation. And we're big football. We love playing football and betting on that. So we go out and do that, and then we come in and get with our agents, find out our matches, and then, of course, referee the show. Get yelled at by Jerry Briscoe a few times. And then after the show, we tear down what we had set up, and then we load it in the truck. And usually we're out of there around 1:32 in the morning, and then get about 6:30 flight the next morning to come home. So that's pretty much my week at TV. So it's a long day for us. And Mike knows I don't know how many years you do.
Yeah,
Mike?
about
16 years.
Yeah, 16. At least about 16 years. Yeah, for crew and stuff, and reffing too. Yep.
Yeah, we were talking about and Mike,
it's all about paying your dues, right,
yeah,
Jack?
Yeah.
Pretty much.
That's some of these new guys coming in. What they do in the ring, they do their job and do it really well. We have the best in the business. But when Mike knows, when I broke in, when he broke in, we were driving 300 miles in between each town, sometimes longer than that, setting up, working the show, tearing down, and then driving the next town. The motto was get to the next town, no matter what. You didn't stick around and find out the local attractions. Your job was to get to the next town, and then take care of business the next day.
Yeah.
There's
a lot of work.
It took me back when I started. It took me probably a year and a half to be able to go into the locker room with the wrestlers, and you had to earn your way in on that end of it. And nowadays I think these guys they got a little bit easier. So coming into the business, and the group of guys we got to work with are great, as far as the wrestlers in. But it was more kayfabe, old school when I started, So
Jack, let me ask you this, and Mike, you too. On a typical Monday night, between matches for the live crowd there in the arena, and then tape matches for a weekend show, and then the actual live show Monday Night Raw, how many matches do you guys ref in one night?
At least 3 on an average, and 3 or 4 matches.
Yeah, you can always count me or Chad Patton to do a dark match.
Right. Yeah.
So we usually the opening match of the night, which I'm sure all the fans know, it's usually guys that are either underdevelopmental or guys trying to get into this business, and we warm up the crowd, and then we'll usually have a heat match, and depends on how many matches we have for Raw. You could do anywhere between 3 and 4 a night.
Right. Well, you should have been on SmackDown.
And then on a live event show, you're always going to do at least 3.
You should have been on SmackDown when Brian Hebner didn't want to take bumps, and his senior referee had to do another match.
Oh, man.
Only kidding.
So you guys have to get with, during the day you have to get with, between 10 or 12 guys to know what's going on, to know where you need to be, if the guys need you to do anything for their match, what you need, things like that. It's a tough day for you guys, starting at 9 a.m.
Yeah,
not
it
getting
is.
out of the arena till 1, 2 in the morning.
You're the first one to almost get there, and the last one to leave, basically. Besides the lighting guys, the lighting guys have it the worst there, but they get to sleep pretty much during the show too, 6 to 8 hours somewhere. So, but
Jack, you want to take a phone call?
Sure.
All right, this is Dominic from San Diego. Dominic, you're on the phone. What's up?
Nothing much. I just wanted to say, Josh, you're the man. You rock.
Thank you.
Also, my question for you is, which referee is has an easier job on doing a match, the Raw brand or the SmackDown brand?
I would. Who's that question to? Jack Doan?
Yes, it is.
Okay, Jack. Yeah, answer that.
Yeah, I would say there's never an easy match, or not anything could go wrong at any time, and like the WWE motto, anything can happen. So I don't serve so much as an either, but me personally, I prefer to do a match with the guys that are moving around, and I love doing a lot of false finishes. I love sliding in there and making the count, and that's the match, when there's a lot going on in it, and which they're trying to get back to, keeping the guys in the ring, keeping the action involved in the ring. I wouldn't say there's so much as an easy match or a hard one as far as that goes. I think they're all equally, you have the same responsibility in every match.
Yeah, but if you count 3 when you're not supposed to on Raw, Jack, they can't edit it.
Oh, yeah. I mean,
you count 3 when you're not supposed to on SmackDown, you can edit it.
Yeah, that is one thing. Being live, a mistake, is going to be costly to you more than the fact on SmackDown that you can do it. But as far as matches, I don't think there is. The enjoyment went to pain real quick. I end up actually with a small little black eye.
Being here on the referee edition of Bite This.
Thanks
really
for calling in,
it.
Brad.
Hey, guys, thanks for having me, and I'd like to thank the McMahons for letting us do what we do.
Yeah,
right.
You got it.
Bye-bye.
We'll talk to you later. Jack Doan, luckiest referee in the business.
Brad, man.
Still got Jimmy Korderas.
That's
it. I see the whole thing started with Dave Hebner calling him Korderas.
Right.
And now I say Korderas because it just rolls off my tongue.
There you go.
You know who really should have been on the show?
Chimmel calls him Balderas.
Tony Chimmel. That's who should have been here on the phone.
I miss Tony Chimmel.
Yeah, well, if we have some time, maybe we can call Tony Chimmel at the end. Is that okay, Phil?
Yeah, let's call him at the
All
end.
right.
Yeah, that'd be
Thumbs
cool.
up.
That'd be great.
Yeah, we'll get Chimmel on the phone. But hey, right now on the phone is referee from SmackDown representing Jimmy Korderas. What's up, Jimmy?
What's up, Jimmy?
Gosh, what's going on?
Oh, it's all good. We got
Cody, what's happening?
What's happening? How you doing? All right?
Good. I heard the Balderas remark earlier.
No, I'm sorry. I just figured Chimmel said he wanted me to plug that in.
I'll take care of Chimmel.
I know you will.
Jimmy, how's it going, buddy?
It's good. I'm just sitting back, sipping some OJ, and I don't mean Orlando Jordan.
He's been thinking of that joke all day.
I hear you.
Jimmy, why don't you tell us, we've been, this referee edition of Bite This, why don't you tell us how you got started and some of your most memorable matches in the WWE?
Well, how I got started, here in Toronto, it was, Mike could tell you better because he was in the ring. I kind of slipped out in the crowd just to listen to it.
Yeah, that was unbelievable.
And it was something else.
Remember the following night in Montreal with Hogan?
Yeah, the same thing.
It was unbelievable.
Minute standing ovation. They just wouldn't sit down.
They just wouldn't sit down, I know. That was unbelievable.
And we got a phone call now for you, Jimmy. This is Kelly calling from Texas. Kelly, you're on the phone with Jim Korderas, and Mike Chioda's here in the studio.
Hi, Josh. How you guys doing?
All right, how you doing?
I'm doing really well. I have a question for all 3 of you. My question for you is, what are your opinions on the WWE Hall of Fame at WrestleMania 20?
Jimmy, why don't you go first?
Oh, the Hall of Fame at WrestleMania 20? Unfortunately, I had to see highlights of it. I wasn't able to attend it because we had to go into Madison Square Garden at midnight that night. But from all accounts, it was a tremendous event. Bobby Heenan apparently stole the show. I'm still looking forward to hearing his acceptance speech. All the guys that were inducted were all deservedly being inducted. The one that surprised me the most was Tito Santana, who looked like he did when I first started wrestling.
That's the truth, isn't it? He sure did.
He looks tremendous.
Yeah.
Tremendous.
Yeah, it was unbelievable. Jimmy, when I was thinking of like all the years that we've been in the business now, and these guys have, of course, 25, 30, 40 years in the business, Pat Patterson, like the old time, he's 40-something years in the business. It was just unbelievable that you tried to sum everything up what you wanted to in 30 minutes on that podium there with that microphone, and it was so hard. Some guys went a little long, but it's like, you know what, when I want to retire in 20 years probably from now maybe, or 15 years or whenever, it's if my speech runs 30 or 45 minutes too long, I hope it doesn't bore you, because there's a lot to sum up in 30 years of business like this. We're traveling all over the world, and meeting people and coming close to somebody and then losing that person because they're never going to wrestle again, or they quit the business, or they got fired from the business. There's so much to tell in the business.
Oh yeah,
it's unbelievable.
You're not kidding. Some of the best stories I've ever heard are some of the so-called old timers who tell stories of back in the They're some of the best stories.
They are. Like Bobby Heenan, he did steal the show. He was so funny. It was unbelievable. It was great, you know. Yeah, Bobby Heenan was great there. And then, like Tito, like you said, Tito looked the same. It was unbelievable. Good seeing him. You know, and them guys all well reserved. They deserved it very much. All them years they've put into this business.
And Jimmy, we got an email question for you. This one's from Patty of Las Vegas, which wants to know why the SmackDown referees wear blue shirts while the refs still wear the traditional striped shirts. Shouldn't they wear red for their show?
You know what? The answer to that is I don't have an answer for that. They just they came up to us one day and said they wanted to make the two brands completely different in appearance also. So they decided.
Me and actually Chris Benoit broke in almost about the same time in his business when we talked about things and stuff. But I'll tell you, he's an unbelievable person. He's a great athlete. He's probably one of the guys that can go about 4 hours in that ring or maybe more and just nonstop going. He's an unbelievable person, and he really deserves it. He really deserves it in my book.
Yeah, big ups for Chris there. Chris is one of the most dedicated
matches I've had to separate and really work. You know, he's just one of them. You know, but it's when you do their match, you're drained.
Oh yeah,
you're drained.
Well, Jimmy, listen, thank you very much for being here on Bite This for the special referee edition of Bite This. We appreciate it, and I look forward to seeing you tonight on SmackDown.
Oh, my pleasure, Josh. Good talking to you, Chi-Chi.
You got it. All right, Jimmy, good talking to you, man. Thanks for calling in.
Oh, thanks, guys.
You got it. Talk to you. See you soon, Jimmy.
All right, guys.
See you, Jimmy. We're still trying to get SmackDown ring announcer Tony Chimmel on the phone. I know he's a real busy guy. We got a question here for you, Mikey. It's from Gary from New York City. Gary, you're on the phone. What's up?
What's up, Mike?
Hi, what's up, G-Man? How you doing?
How you doing? One of my good friends that I hung out with WrestleMania weekend.
Yeah. You have a good time?
I had a great time, thanks to you. One of the greatest, classiest guys in the business.
No, I appreciate that, G. It was good seeing you there. Thanks for coming out, and thank you for everything, too, as well. What's going on, G?
Okay, listen, I wanted to ask you a question. Before they ever had the draft lottery, and you actually switched over from SmackDown to Raw.
Yeah.
And was curious why that happened.
I really, you know what? Somebody wanted me over there. I really don't know why. The story behind that. I really don't know the story behind that. But actually, some people were fighting for me to stay on SmackDown, and as far as I know, like Kurt Angle and a certain other guys, and some guys over on Raw couldn't wait to get me on Raw. You know, when they first heard I was coming over there, and they heard I was coming over there after they heard somebody else, and they were like, "Yeah, we'll love to get Mike Chioda." And then SmackDown guys were like, "We don't want to let Mike go." I didn't know really the whole reason behind that, you know, but they said they needed me over at Raw, so I went to Raw, and I'm just trying to do my job over there, and you know, it's a live show, and it actually brings a little bit more intensity to my job anymore, because I almost forgot what it was like to do a really live Raw show, you know, because I was doing tape shows for a few years there, so. The adrenaline rush is a lot more on Raw because there's no room for screw-ups on Raw, you know?
And you do your job great, though, Mikey. That's for sure.
Thank you very much.
Absolutely, no doubt about it.
I take pride in it, man.
Are we going to get Tony Chimmel on? Well, yeah, of course.
I got it.
I'll give it to you right now.
I got it right here. What do you want? We calling him cell or home?
Here you go. Well, where would you think would be the best place to reach him, Mike?
Right now?
At home on his cell phone?
Yeah, at home.
Is that the right number? The cell?
Home is 610.
Oh, you want to give it to Phil, and we'll get Tony Chimmel on the show. Tony Chimmel, I mean, he ring crew. You know, he just like you guys. Although other than being official, he's a ring announcer.
Yeah,
for SmackDown.
You know what? I like to say alone because I like to thank him for all the years that he's helped me through this business. Because when I started in this business, when Joey broke me in, me and Chimmel rode the roads for about at least 16 years, 17 years in a truck, and we went through little towns and just. It was unbelievable.
If you sincerely thank him about this, I don't think he's going to believe you.
Oh, man.
I don't think he's going to know what's going on.
He'll believe me. He knows the love's out there for him.
Well, while we're trying to get Tony on the phone tonight on SmackDown, Kurt Angle is the new general manager of SmackDown. You heard it on WWE.com first, and make sure you check out SmackDown tonight. Booker T and the Dudley Boys make their first SmackDown debut, and how will Bradshaw react now that Farouk has been fired by former general manager Paul Heyman? Don't miss SmackDown tonight. It's going to be absolutely off the hook.
All right.
Nothing's going on there,
Yeah,
Phil?
I'd like to.
Well, all right, I'll move on. Next week on Bite This, Dr. Tom Pritchard returns, and we're hoping to have one of the SmackDown superstars who switched over from Raw right here on the show, or vice versa. Plus, we'll be giving away 3 new SmackDown Your Votes T-shirts. Voting is for young people. T-shirts. Oh, it's SmackDown Your Vote. Voting is for young people. T-shirts. So make sure you tune in next week. We still. Did you want to?
Yeah,
the cell
let's
phone?
try one more time the cell phone. Let's try. Here he is. There's
That
the
was-
cell. Get Jim on that cell right
Hopefully
there.
he answers, and we'll get to talk to
Yeah, we'll get him.
everyone's third favorite.
Unblock
ring
your
announcer.
number if you could.
Yeah, Tony doesn't like to answer black calls.
Yeah.
He doesn't know what's going on.
He's afraid it might charge his cell phone. So.
Mike, you really for real though. Thanks for being
Hey,
here.
man,
Driving
Josh,
all
it's
the
a
way
pleasure.
up.
It's
Driving
good
all
to
the way
see
up.
you.
How long did it take you to get here?
Like an hour, 45, 2 hours.
2 hours out
2
of his day to
hours,
drive
so
up
it's
here.
cool.
You know, be
It's
here.
all right. Hey,
Bite This
it's gonna
live
take me
on
4 on the way
internet.
home, though.
It's gonna take you about 6 on the way
Yeah,
home.
go
I hope
through
you
New
got
York
like a
City.
DVD player or something.
Yeah, we
in
got
there
it all.
to keep your time going on.
Yeah.
Phil, is anything happening? I'm calling him. I'm gonna call him.
Hold up.
Oh.
Oh, he's not there? Is that his cell phone?
Yeah.
Oh, it is? Tell him to put him on. You gotta tell his kids what to do.
They're.
They know Mikey.
Tell him we want to put him on Bite This.
So you gotta tell his kids what to
He's
do.
not around.
I know them kids. Here he comes. All right, let's get him. Hurry up. Come on, Jim. We got a couple minutes.
The best is when you go to Philly and you know you're going to see the whole Chimble clan there.
Yeah,
That's
isn't it
just
great?
Yeah.
I love.
No!
Tell him we got a live show. And tell him I'm on the show. I want to talk to him over the show. Tell him to get on the. Who is that? Tell Jessica to get him on the phone.
Oh, crazy things going on here on Bite This. We had a great referee show. We're trying to get
All right.
Tony Chimble
That's
on the
all right.
phone. Is anything going on now? She said hold on. All right, let's see what happens.
He may not know what it's about.
All right,
All
well.
right, the kids rule that house.
Well, we tried to get Tony Chimble. I can't wait to see Tony Chimble at SmackDown. So come on, we can tell him what's going on. So once again, Mikey, thanks for being here, bro.
Thank you,
Appreciate
Josh.
it.
Appreciate
Awesome,
it, man. Good luck with you and
Anytime.
everything, man.
Thank you very much. Anytime you want to come
Definitely.
back, you're welcome.
You got it, cool.
Dr. Tom will be back next week, and for everyone here on Bite This, we will see you all next week.
Excellent.
Later days.
Cool.